15 Things You Didn't Know About Larry King. Welcome to alux.com, the place where future billionaires come to get inspired. Hi there, Aluxers. We're happy to have you back for another fact-filled video. In the past, we've given you insights into some of the biggest and best things in life, from luxury brands to elite vacation resorts and everything in between that makes up a high-flying lifestyle. But now and then, we also like to tell you about individuals in business or celebrity culture who enjoy said high-flying lifestyle thanks to an indelible mark they've made on society. Today, we have one such individual for you, the incomparable giant of journalism and broadcasting, Larry King. Born on November 19, 1933 in Brooklyn, New York, Larry King is an American television and radio host who has come to be regarded as one of the most important and influential broadcasters in U.S. media culture. Beginning his career as a radio interviewer in Florida in the 1950s, King steadily rose in the ranks of broadcasting, fronting an all-night national radio show from 1978 and eventually teaming up with CNN to present his iconic topical interview show Larry King Live from 1985 to 2010. Though retired from his legendary CNN job at 83 years old, King is still going strong, fronting both Larry King Now and Politicking with Larry King through the week on Hulu and RT America. The opinions of this great still clearly hold a lot of value in 2017, so it makes sense for us to take a deep dive and learn some unexpected things about him. If you're new here, welcome. Be sure to subscribe and follow us on Instagram at Alux. Let's get to the 15 things you didn't know about Larry King. Number 1. King is only a stage name. Though King is a fitting surname for such a titan of American broadcasting, the truth is that the man we know as Larry King was actually born Lawrence Harvey Zeger. In fact, the surname that we all know and love happened to arise from rather unfortunate circumstances. As Larry relocated to Florida to begin his career, he was told by executives that his real name was too ethnic for mainstream audiences. The story goes that his boss looked down, saw an advertisement for King's wholesale liquors, and decided he liked the ring it had. Hence, Larry King was born. Number 2. He began his career as a sports analyst. We know Larry King as a down-the-line, straightforward, sometimes hard-hitting talk show host and interviewer, but did you know he actually worked as a sports analyst in the early years of his career? King was assigned the task of commentating on the failures and successes of the Miami Dolphins NFL franchise, but this placement didn't last very long as in 1971, the broadcaster was actually arrested on charges of grand larceny after being accused by a former business partner. Number 3. He once got in a car accident with JFK. During his career, Larry King rubbed shoulders with a lot of famous and important figures, but he got a little too close for comfort on one particular occasion in 1958, when he rubbed fenders rather than shoulders with John F. Kennedy. Not a lot is known about this high-profile coming together of vehicles, but according to Larry himself, JFK was extremely upset and dumbfounded by the accident, as his car was parked at the time. The future president of the United States just could not fathom how King could have hit him whilst stationary. Number 4. He never used to prepare for his shows. They say that some of the best interviewers in the world do as little preparation for their guests as possible, and Larry King was a firm believer in this method. According to King himself and staffers who worked on his various shows throughout the years, he would spend as little time as possible researching his guests in order to make the conversation between them as authentic and as original as possible. His ethos was to find out and learn about his guests at the same time as his audience. Number 5. He is worth an estimated $150 million. What does a long and award-filled career in broadcasting get you these days? Judging by Larry King's net worth, around $150 million. When his show on CNN was at the height of its popularity, it's reported that King was receiving an annual salary of $35 million. This staggering figure dipped a little bit from 2003 to 2009 to a still impressive $28 million per year, and according to various reports, the final year of the show amassed King an income of $7 million. Alongside his handsome CNN salary, King has also made money from various books that he's written on heart health since suffering a major heart attack in 1987. Number 6. He has been married 8 times. Starting at the tender age of 19, King has been married 8 times to 7 different women, having 5 children along the way. His first marriage was to his high school sweetheart Frida Miller in 1952, but that union was annulled after a single year. Next came Annette K in 1961, but that too lasted less than a year. King's third wife was Arlene Atkins, a famous Playboy bunny, and though they divorced the following year, the couple remarried in 1969, but not before King could add a fourth marriage to his roster with Mary Frances Stuffen in 1963. Inevitably, Larry and Arlene divorced once again in 1972, and King moved on to his fifth wife, Sharon Lepore, in 1976, with their union ending in 1983. In 1989, King married businesswoman Julie Alexander after proposing to her on their first date, but they separated a year later. King's seventh and current wife is Shawn Southwick, although they too appear to have had problems along the way, filing for divorce in 2010, but reconciling shortly afterwards. Is your head spinning? Because ours kind of are. Number 7. He never attended college. Along with other famous figures like Steve Jobs and Bill Gates, Larry King is another example of a wildly successful individual who began adult life with the label of college dropout. In a tragic set of circumstances, King's father died at the young age of 44, and after this life-changing event, Larry lost all interest that he had in school and formal education. Though King did eventually stick it out and graduate from high school, when the time came for college, he made the decision to stay at home and help his mother, rather than going further afield to begin a new chapter of education in his life. Number 8. His first broadcasting salary was $55 per week. We've already covered the handsome annual salaries that King enjoyed during his peak years of his career, but it wasn't always that way for the legendary broadcaster. After moving down to Miami after being tipped off that it was the perfect place for people interested in journalism, King found a job as an intern of sorts, only finding his way onto the microphone after one of the regular announcers unexpectedly resigned. King was paid $55 per week for this intern role, quite a stark contrast to the $35 million and $28 million per year sums that he came to be accustomed to later on in life. Number 9. He is extremely philanthropic. Here at ALUX, we always respect rich and successful figures who have a passion for giving back to the community, and Larry King is certainly an example of a powerful media presence who likes to show his charitable side. Deeply affected by his heart attack in 1987, King established the Larry King Cardiac Foundation, a charity which helps to fund treatments for cardiac patients with little to no health insurance. He has also given $1 million to George Washington University's School of Media and Public Affairs. King has also donated on countless occasions and in various ways in response to devastating natural disasters around the world. Number 10. The Godfather is his favorite movie of all time. Over the years, it would be fair to say that Larry King established himself as a man who knew a lot about a lot of different things, and judging by his favorite movie, we certainly hold him as an authority on great cinema. Along with millions of other film lovers across the world, King cites The Godfather as his favorite movie of all time. In fact, he considers both The Godfather and The Godfather Part 2 as a single film split into two pictures, stating, "They are perfect movies in every way, and I'm counting them here as one movie." We can't disagree with you on this one, Larry, but I think we can both agree that the less we say about Part 3, the better. You can learn much more about the Sicilian Mafia, the organized crime gang so intrinsically linked with The Godfather, by clicking on the top right-hand corner for our special video. Number 11. He once locked lips with Marlon Brando. And speaking of The Godfather, did you know that Larry King once famously locked lips with Marlon Brando in a rather surreal interview in 1994? The two legends finally got together in the mid-90s, and the interview was filled with several weird and wonderful segments that included Brando forcing King to shake the hand of his pet dog. The interview took place at Brando's Beverly Hills home, and one of its more notable parts came when a seemingly agitated Brando kissed King full on the mouth. A year later, King jokingly told Entertainment Weekly, "He's the only man who has ever kissed me on the lips, and I would have to say that I've been thinking about him ever since." Number 12. He wishes to be cryogenically preserved when he dies. It's a strange celebrity tidbit that has been attributed to different people over the years, including Walt Disney, but it seems as though Larry King is officially interested in being cryogenically frozen when he dies. In his 2010 book, The Remarkable Journey, he stated that he desires to be scientifically preserved when he dies, partially because of curiosity and partially because of his lack of real religious beliefs leads him to think that there's no kind of afterlife. Number 13. His favorite career interview was with Frank Sinatra. He has literally thousands of examples to choose from, but Larry King has gone on record as saying that his favorite interview of his entire career was with the one and only Frank Sinatra. King and Sinatra sat down together for a huge CNN interview in 1994, and King has since said of the occasion, "I had trouble getting him to sit down with me, and he didn't want to answer questions, but I got him for 3 hours and he did it. That's what makes it one of my favorites." This kind of success with unwilling or difficult guests really is what sets King apart from other broadcasters as one of the greatest in history. Number 14. He owned 150 pairs of suspenders. When you think of Larry King, it's almost impossible to picture him without his trademark suspenders on in full view. Through the years, it almost feels like King has been solely responsible for maintaining the popularity of the clothing accessory, and when once asked about his impressive collection, he said, "Never counted them, but my guess would be 150. There are suspenders in New York and Washington and of course at my home in Los Angeles, but they can't be clip-ons. Every pair of pants I buy, jeans, anything, we sew in the suspender buttons." Now that's what we call commitment to a look. Number 15. He believes he has psychic abilities. Proving that even the most hard-hitting of journalists and broadcasters have a kooky side, Larry King has gone on record expressing both a belief in the paranormal and a belief that he himself might have a degree of psychic ability. Sylvia Browne, an American author and self-proclaimed medium, was a regular guest on King's television shows, and in a 2005 interview with Newsweek magazine, she said that King would often invite her to his home to perform private psychic readings. So there you have it, 15 great facts about the legend that is Larry King. Is there a particular Larry King interview that sticks out in your mind to this day? Do you think there'll ever be another broadcaster to match him? Let us know in the comments. Oh, you're still here? Thanks for your amazing commitment to the ALUX cause. Here's a bonus fact on us as a thank you for sticking around. Number 16. Fidel Castro was his dream interview. Over his long and established career, Larry King has been able to interview pretty much anyone that he wanted to, Frank Sinatra and Marlon Brando included, but the one big fish he never managed to reel in, according to the great man himself, is Fidel Castro. Obviously, political tensions always made that particular pairing impossible, but nevertheless, Castro remains King's biggest missed opportunity and regret. It only leaves us imagining what kind of fireworks and intrigue the two of them could have produced together. Thank you for spending some time with us, ALUXer. Make sure to subscribe so you never miss a video. If you want more, we handpicked these videos you might enjoy, or head over to alux.com for the best in fine living content on the planet. Be a part of the largest community of luxury enthusiasts in the world and tell your story.